For about $10, you can build your own farmhouse dining stools. It's about 24 inches in height. We used it at this island that I built remote. We needed 6 stools in total. I had priced it out, and for 6 stools at about $70 a stool, it would have been over $400, closer to $500 with shipping to get stools that I liked up here in Alaska. So I decided to give it a shot to build my own stools. So the thing about this stool is the legs are splayed out at a 5-degree angle and bevel. So it's a double bevel. That means not only is the saw cutting at an angle, but the blade is tilted at 5 degrees. If you have a compound miter saw, this is really easy to do. When you make these cuts, what you're going to do is just follow the cut list that I have linked in the description. It's very clear on how to make the cuts, and the cutting should be pretty easy. Now the assembly is a little bit tricky, and I definitely recommend having another person help you assemble it. The first 4 stools my husband and I assembled together. They went really quick. But the last 2 stools I assembled by myself, and I was able to do it, and it wasn't too difficult, but there was a couple of little tricks that I learned that made things a lot easier. I'm going to share that with you. So the first thing is I marked the placement of the legs on the underside of the seat. It isn't as cut and dried as just attaching it, because that leg's at a double bevel, so it doesn't just necessarily line up very easily. Notice I'm also holding that leg up a 1/4 inch with that 1/4 inch plywood spacer and clamping it to my work table. That's because the way that the stool angles, you need to elevate it a little bit, and I found that 1/4 inch was just perfect for elevating the leg when I was attaching it. I'm using a lot of glue here, and I'm using these 3-inch number 9 self-tapping star bit screws. I found that the first set of stools we used 2 screws. The second set of stool I only used 1. I didn't really see a big difference in the strength as long as there was lots of glue used on the stool. Now you could also use pocket holes to join these legs to the underside of the 2x10 seat, but the reason that I'm choosing to do it this way is because I would rather fill the hole on the top of the seat with wood filler than have an exposed pocket hole on the underside or have to fill a pocket hole. But a pocket hole would definitely work, and you know, that's something you can use if you have a pocket hole jig. Okay, so now I'm going to add the longer supports underneath, and this support is actually a footrest. A footrest is super important to a stool because often the stool seat isn't the most comfortable, but if you can take a good 1/3, maybe even a 1/2 of your weight and put it in your legs on that footrest, it's going to take so much weight off of the seat and make it so much more comfortable. So I always put a footrest in my bar stools. And then I did repeat the same steps with the side support. I put this one a little lower just so that the screws weren't going in at the same place, increasing the risk of splitting the wood, and also it increases the strength of the stool to have that cross support a little bit lower. And I just screwed that with 1 3-inch screw as well. Out so beautiful because they're just simple, clean lines, but with the splayed legs, they're also very, very sturdy. And you know, my husband is a bigger guy, and he tested it and tried them out and felt they were plenty sturdy. And we've been using them at our cabin, and we've gotten lots of compliments at how surprisingly comfortable they are, and how great looking they are, and we love how affordable they were. I think I spent on the 6 stools about $50. So you'll find the link to these plans in the description. Click on over there and grab them, download it. If you build it, please share, because we love seeing how your projects turn out, what color you stain and paint them. It really makes our day. Thanks guys for watching this week. We'll see you next week.